What's up? My name is Rutherford and welcome to my channel. My 29th birthday is in 6 days from shooting this video. And I want to show you how I went from being broke, valeting, to becoming a multi-millionaire. The things I had to go through in my life, the mindset shifts I had to go through in my life, and the things that I had to invest in to be able to become a multi-millionaire still here in my 20s. So if you could smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm for my birthday, I would greatly appreciate that. So the first huge takeaway that I had to go through in my life was understanding that it's okay to be different and it's okay to actually stand out. But it's a normal human tendency to be fearful of the unknown. I get it, I've been there 100 times, but you have to break through that to get to where you want to go. This, for example, I absolutely hated with a passion putting my face on camera and speaking to the world. Now is literally part of how I make my living. Shooting videos like this on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, posting stories, adding value to people. It's literally part of how I make a living. But at one point, I absolutely was so fearful of it and hated it that I literally pushed it off for years because I didn't want anything to do with it. Or simply to have the courage to actually speak out and say what I actually thought, instead of just following along with the crowd and saying what everybody else says, like saying what you actually want. Like, yo, I don't want to go to college, I'm out. Yo, I don't want to work a 9 to 5, I'm done. Yo, I don't want to wait till I'm 65 to retire. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, actually having the courage and the confidence to speak out against what you don't want, whether that's dressing differently, driving a different car, speaking your own mind, putting your @ logo on your car like I do to actually stand out to the crowd and be different. People are going like, why is your @ on your car? Well, actually, I'm building a personal brand. Like, it's okay to be different. It's okay to stand out. Or one of the biggest things is when people ask you, what do? Saying something memorable. If you're like, oh, I'm a tech person, or yeah, I'm trying to get into real estate. Nobody cares about that stuff. Like, figure out something you can say to make sure that you stand out, even if it's funny. Like, even if somebody makes up a super wild joke. When I was valeting cars, somebody pulled up. Anytime somebody pulled up in a nice car, I always immediately asked them, what did they do? Short white guy pulled up in a yellow Ferrari. I said, yo, man, like, what do you do? He's like, yeah, I'm an NBA basketball player. He's like significantly shorter than me. And I was like, he's like, nah, bro, I'm just kidding. And then he told me what he did. But I remember it to this day because it stands out in my mind because he was willing to be different. Or another example, like how everybody tells you, go to college, get a degree, et cetera, et cetera. My friends were in college. I was starting real estate, and I actually owned college rental properties. I purchased them as rental properties, and my friends were actually having parties in those rental properties at times. That's being different. That's standing out from the crowd. Like, I didn't go down the path of, going to college, taking credit hours and graduating. Like, I went after what I wanted, and I was a success because of it, because I was willing to stand out and be different from everybody else. Now, the second thing, we're gonna cover 4 things here today, but the second thing that you gotta change here is being 1000% confident in yourself. If you don't take anything else from this video, understand this. You have to believe in yourself way more than anybody else ever will, because the hate's gonna come, the pushback's gonna come, I promise you it is. One of my sayings, I always say this, when people are like, hey, you should da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, all right, cool, like, thanks for your input, never think about it again. It's literally in one ear and out the other. A lot of people sit there and dwell on it, like, damn, like, are they really, are they right? Like, should I stop this? Should I go back to the traditional way of doing things? No, like, literally, I'm like, all right, like, thanks for your input, bro, I appreciate it. Keep it pushing on to the next. Because if you asked me when I was younger, I would have sworn up and down I was gonna go to the league. I was gonna be on the basketball court in the NBA because I believed in me. That didn't work out. That's okay. We're on to bigger and better things. But like, I knew I was gonna make $100,000. I knew I was gonna make $1 million. I know that I'm gonna make $10 million. We still working on the way, but like, I have zero doubt, zero in my mind that I'm gonna get there. But seriously, 100%. If you doubt yourself, stand in front of your mirror every single night and tell yourself how great you are. Tell yourself every single night how great you are, what you're gonna have in your life, what you're gonna be successful at. Because I told myself I was gonna make $100,000. I was gonna make $100,000 a month. Now I'm telling myself I'm gonna make $1 million a month. Like, you will never achieve something if you do not believe it yourself. Get rid of all the negative naysayers, get rid of all the doubt, get rid of all the haters, thank them for their input, keep it pushing, and literally focus on you, loving you, believing in you, because you are gonna get you much farther than anybody else will get you. Third huge thing is understanding investing in cash flow. When you make money, Don't just go out and blow it on dumb things, right? I know people want the cars and the Rolexes and the Gucci bags and all that stuff, but all that stuff can wait. I promise you it can. Invest that money early on in your career and early on in your life. The earlier you can invest, the much farther off, the much better off you're gonna be later on in your career. So for me, very young, I was buying real estate. I bought my first house when I was 20, second house when I was 21, started buying rental properties, started buying vacant land. All my extra money, I was just dumping back into real estate, right? And what happened to me is over a few years, those properties massively appreciated in value, and I was able to sell a couple of them to invest into something else, which has since made me more money, but I made $1 million in profit. Like, I never would have been able to do that if I didn't invest that money first. Understand this, you can literally have everything you want in life, but there's a but here. You have to invest the money first, build equity, build cash flow, build income, and then take that equity, cash flow, or whatever it is, and then go buy the things that you want in life, right? So instead of going out and buying that new car, buy some rental properties, then take that money and then buy a new car. Instead of going out and buy this big old house, buy a fourplex, live in one of the units, rent the other 3 out, start making income, save that money to then go buy your big house and then have these 4 rental properties pay for your mortgage on the big house. You can have everything you want in life as long as you invest your money into assets that will appreciate over time and cash flow first, and then take those profits, that income, and then go out there and buy what you want. All of my money is continuously going back in. I'm always asking myself, how can I build more cash flow? How can I make more passive income? How can I make my money make money, right? Like if you save up, you run it up, you start wholesaling houses, flipping houses, whatever your skill is, whatever you want to learn, you make 100 grand, right? 100 grand at 10% interest is $10,000 a year. You can't really live on 10 grand a year. Let's call a spade, right? But let me ask you this, if you ran up, you bought some houses, you had some passive residual income for some rental properties, you ran up another $1 million, you had $1 million that you could lend at 10, 20, 30% a year, making 100, 200, 300 grand a year in profit, you can live on that. You feel me? So you just have to make the money first and then learn on how to invest that money to produce more cash flow. And then the fourth thing, this is gonna be a funny game that you gotta get through your head, is how you can get somebody else to pay for everything that you want. I know that sounds crazy. Like, what do you mean, Austin? Like, it's not even possible. Yes, it is possible. Because when I first wanted to move out of my parents' house, guess what I did? I borrowed a house. So I bought a house using other people's money, bought it, renovated it, refinanced it. It was a duplex, by the way. Refinanced it, pulled all the money out, paid everybody off, and now I own this property. Now I have to pay a mortgage to my bank every month. Guess what? I rented out the other half of the duplex. I rented out a few houses in my unit for income. Guess what? That income covered my mortgage payment. Boom, cool. Now I'm living for free. I'm living for free, getting somebody else to pay for my life, right? Then I was like, all right, cool. I want to custom build a house. So I custom built a house at 25. But before I did that, I understood that that house was going to cost money, right? It was going to cost a monthly mortgage payment once I moved into the property. So what did I do? I went out and I bought more rental properties to produce more income so I could then take that income to then pay for my mortgage on my new property. And then guess what? I got tired of living in Ohio, so I moved to South Florida. So what did I do? I bought more rental properties to produce more income to move to Florida because it's way more expensive to live in Florida than it is Ohio. So I had more extra income coming in, so I didn't have to worry about my living expenses when moving down here to Florida. Past that, I wanted a Rolls Royce. Guess what? How do I get somebody else to pay for the Rolls Royce? I created a new business. I got creative, right? I created a new business, made over $100,000 in profit. That was my goal. I needed to do that before I bought a Rolls Royce. Made over 100 grand in profit, and I bought, I forget, it was like 6 or 8 more rental properties to then have passive income to then cover any expenses that come up on the Rolls Royce. So both of those two, that provided enough income where I didn't have to pay for the Rolls Royce myself. Let's say you want to travel and experience things for free, right? Guess what you need to do? You need to build a personal brand. You got to get on social media, post a ton of messages, connect with people, build a huge following, and then guess what? You can go on vacation to a hotel, a resort down in Mexico. You can be like, hey guys, like, I want to bring along 10 people with me. It's $5 grand to come. Guess what? You sell tickets to the resort. They fly in. You provide massive value. That income pays for your vacation. And again, you got to experience a vacation from somebody else paying for it. It's a whole different way of thinking about things. Nobody talks about this. Nobody teaches this at all. how do you get somebody else to pay for everything that you want, right? I know it's crazy. It's very difficult, but it is possible. I promise you it is possible, but it only comes from step number 3 of investing your money first, getting cash flow, getting money coming in, and then using that money to pay for whatever it is that you want in this life. Listen, I hope you take this to heart. Like, seriously, take this to heart, because this can change your life. People think that it takes, a lifetime to change your life. It only takes 6 to 12 months to completely change your life. My first real estate deal, I made $100,000 in profit. Life was changed forever after that. The last 8 years, I've been building this multi-millionaire. Many different businesses, many different, investments, cash flow, business, like money all over the place, investing into different things. But if I didn't do these things and like really put these things into implementation and take action on them, guess what? I wouldn't be sitting here in front of the camera right now. Please, 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 please take this seriously. Rewatch this video if you have to. Bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. Quit listening to all the naysayers and all the haters and go build something for yourself. So I appreciate you being here. Comment below what you took away from this. Hopefully it was valuable. Make sure you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can get all this content going forward. We got tons of more videos coming, tons more value. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. As always, appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.